So y'all, today we will be reacting to why Miguel O'Hara, aka Spider-Man 2099, hates Miles Morales. Let's get into it.
Verse defies expectations by painting its main character, Miles Morales, as someone who might be in the wrong. Across the Spider-Verse defies expectations by painting its main character, Miles Morales, as someone who might be in the wrong. And everyone's first glimpse of this was this scene in the announcement trailer, with Miguel, the Spider-Man 2099, attacking Miles Morales. Now, throughout the
Damn.
movie's second half, and with hints in the opening segment with Gwen, we are given a Miguel who is relentless and borderline villainous, to the level of Kingpin and a Spot. Quite the departure from his intro in the first movie as a witty future Spider-Man. So why is Miguel mad at Miles? There's plenty of reasons why, but are they founded in good reason? There are some valid surface level reasons. For example, number 1, Miles is immature and young. Characterization is important,
Or
and
mentor
in
him,
this
fuck
instance,
nigga.
it would make sense that this older veteran spider hero would have his cynicisms, especially given his circumstances. Miles first meets Miguel in the Spider Society, all-inclusive resort and office building for interdimensional spider problems. But further back, we see that Miguel's been through it. He's not quite the quippy fellow we saw in the first movie. So it stands to reason that Miguel wouldn't be putting up with any BS. Deviance to his chain of thought wouldn't sit well with him. This includes Spider-Punk, who was just a rebellious anarchist to begin with, and the moment where he'd have to
Fuck with my
include
son
Gwen
Hobie.
into the society because of complications.
You, just you, building your app on base 44.
Let's go.
Miles is no different. He's only about 16 or so years old. He's a good Spider-Man, but at his heart, he is still a kid. At most, an emerging young adult.
Nigga, the original Spider-Man was a kid, bro. I'm about to look that shit up, bro. Already, like, I hate when niggas dick shot, bro. Like, say how it is, bro. You just hate it because he's a brother. Spider-Man original age when he got bit. Nigga was like, it says, while his age wasn't specifically revealed at the time with the expansion of Spider-Man's origin story, it became official that Peter was 15 years old when he was bitten. The fuck is the problem?
His mentality is going to be vastly different to Miguel's. It's the catalyst for the entire second half of the movie. Now, this isn't just a generational gap, even for superheroes from other dimensions. Miles is quippy, energetic, he's got an eye for being creatively annoying as a Spider-Man when fighting his foes. His costume, his youthful
So
swagger, his
Spider-Man,
attitude, his
Spider-Man is
approach to life
annoying.
as a person and as a Spider-Man. It's all very different, even naive to someone like Miguel. The implications here are that Miguel would have to put up with working with someone who will likely disagree and offer and act on immediate perspectives, especially when it comes to superhero work. And Miles is a superhero, and has been for about 2 years by the second movie. We don't know how long Miguel's been a superhero, but we can estimate that it's been further along his superhero career. To just simply include Miles, particularly at the time when he discovers the Spider Society because of all these reasons, Miguel would not time when he discovers the
You
Spider
see?
Society because of all these reasons.
Follow Gwen after discovering her actual reason for visiting. Help Pavi apparently causes his universe to start collapsing. Miguel is trying to leave universes alone. Miles was not meant to be the Spider-Man of his universe.
Miguel
Nigga, you
would
wasn't either.
not be happy, nor as willing to team up for the exact reasons that Miles would expect. With great power comes great responsibility, but both of these people have different perspectives on that. Reason 2. Miles is not Peter Parker. Which brings us to
Gwen Stacy isn't Peter Parker either.
reason 2. Miles is not Peter. This is quite important because Peter tutored Miles into becoming and believing in himself as a Spider-Man. On the other hand, Miguel has amassed, essentially, an army of Peter Parkers, including variants. Miles learned to be a hero
Hobie is in
and to
Peter
be his
Parker.
own self as a Spider-Man. Peter B does come from a different universe, so the meta-analysis of this is a bit weird. Nonetheless, both Peters saw a hero that could do great things in Miles, teaching him to help others while acknowledging that there are some things, some inevitabilities, about being Spider-Man that he had to accept. That,
His uncle already got smoke, nigga. What the fuck you want from him, bro? Like,
paired with the confusing,
you want his
loose, unstructured, and
this nigga Miguel O'Hara is crazy. First of all, the nigga uncle got smoked for the simple fact Miles was like working his way up to be Spider-Man. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, this is the early stages or whatever the case may be. You want his dad to get smoked too? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You sound crazy, bro.
inexplainable nature of the Spider
Because of some
multiverse
algorithm,
does
some
bring
fucking
Miles's idealisms into conflict with the idea of canon events, and essentially letting people die. Also, there's the spot, but more on that later. Miguel and the Miles. What? Miguel and the Peters of the society all agree or acknowledge his core philosophy of needing to mend universal rifts that could destroy entire universes. In fact, if you look at the chase scenes or when Miles is having his moment of rebellion, there's very prominent Peter Parkers that stand against him. Spectacular even gives his own reasoning as to why Miles is at fault.
Spectacular
Do note
Spider-Man is
that I'm
heavy.
not saying that every single
Spectacular Spider-Man with platinum on my TV in the crib. I don't give a fuck.
Spider-Man in the society is a Peter Parker. There are other versions with different genders, ethnicities, even who or what they are as a being, like a car or a dinosaur. But for the
And a
most part,
cat.
especially during the second half, the Peters are the ones that not only disagree with Miles, but also go out on a limb to chase him down. Odd, considering that any normal Peter Parker would want to actually ask why. Miles is not a supervillain, and Miguel literally only gives a direct, nondescript order to chase him down. Yes, Miles comes from another universe, and so maybe he is an anomaly to stop, but consider this. Miles does exist in other universes, like Insomniacs. Thus, it feels as if, and some of the commenters on my other Spider-Verse
The Spider Society is basically a cult. I think Miguel recruits Spider people in their lowest, or just recruits Spider people who agree with him. That's fair enough because I ain't seen not one nigga challenge him. I think Miguel is affected by his trauma and it colors his idea and approach to everything. He doesn't understand what caused this second world to disappear and assumes it's because of canon events. His trauma blinds him to other possibilities and he has become obsessed with this idea. So he aggressively defends his idea to protect himself from his trauma. I'm not gonna lie, Goosey 8207, you might be on to something. I'm keeping it a bean with you. Another person says, I absolutely adore Miguel as a character, but I think it's obvious his theory is largely based on his trauma. What I absolutely hate about the fandom is how immature they are about it. Just because his theory is wrong, it doesn't mean Miguel is some absolutely horrendous person that purposely lied to everyone. No, I think he believes what he's saying, he's just misguided. Miguel strayed too far from his initial beliefs, which is shown with the I've given up too much to stop now quote. Generally a great character, and I hope we see a lot of him in the beyond the Spider-Verse, and praying he doesn't get killed off. I'm literally too emotionally attached. Well, you got emotional attachment to him, so O'Hara was never right. He's just blind by his own law. He's just too blind by his own laws to face that he doesn't have all of the info to reach an actual conclusion. The fact, as others pointed out, that many Spideys were dumb enough to trust his biased conclusion is just absurd. I mean, based off of what Goosey said, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, what do you say? I think Miguel is affected by his trauma. No, it wasn't that. It was the Spider Society is basically a cult. I think Miguel recruits Spider people in their lowest, or just recruits Spider people who will agree with him. Because every Spider-Man has lost somebody significant in their life, whether it was Uncle Ben, like Tom Holland lost Aunt May. You get what I'm trying to say? Like everybody, because he's technically in the Spider-Verse, even if he's not in a movie. But all of them have lost essentially like an Uncle Ben or somebody close to them, so they all agree with him, like, oh, it has to be this way. And because Miguel went through what he went through, he feels like this has to happen, because if it doesn't happen, everything falls apart. So I don't think he's really a bad guy. I think people just, I think like when a nigga strongly believes in what they believe in, I mean, I'm sorry to call him a nigga, but I feel like, I don't think Miguel O'Hara is a bad guy. I think he's just really locked in on what he feel like. When somebody strongly believes something and they're passionate about it, they tend to get, like this person said right here, Goosey. He aggressively defends his idea. Like, bro, when you locked in and you feel adamant, you feel passionate about this way, you're gonna react to that. You're gonna react in an aggressive manner to someone that's basically going completely against the grain in your mind. So like, that's normal. But I don't
video pointed this
know.
out. Most of, if
Whoa,
not,
what did I say?
exist in other universes.
Yeah.
Like Instant is out. Thus, it feels as if, and some of the commenters on my other Spider-Verse video pointed this out. Thus, it feels as
I'm
if,
trying to catch that. Hold on, I gotta slow it down. I'm about to slow that shit down. Hold up. Slow down. I just wanna get
commenters on my other Spider-Verse video pointed this out.
Miguel literally broke a universe. He definitely did break his own universe. That's why he's saying what he's saying, but you can't be mad at the kid for trying, bro. Like,
most of
nigga's trying to save his dad, bro. Like,
all of the Spider Society members seem to be conditioned fully.
And if I'm not mistaken, Miguel O'Hara doesn't really have a great relationship with his dad because his mom lied. His mom lied and said that. Did she lie directly, or did she say that he presented another man as his father, but it was really some other dude? Hence the O'Hara. It was some Irish dude that ran Alchemax. So nigga got daddy issues too. He might be hating.
Canon events. The implications, by the way, are to literally let people die if it means preserving a universe, which has only happened, as far as we know, with Miguel, when it comes to who started what. So, Miles not being a Peter Parker means that his story is going to be different, and therefore his characterization is going to be different. No Uncle Ben moment, but an Uncle Aaron moment. His companions were Spider-Men of other universes, and even the origins of his powers were vastly different to any other Spider-Man, because it also came from another universe. So Miles is young and immature in Miguel's eyes, and he is less susceptible to Miguel.
And nigga, that's not his fault that he was there. Like, it's not that his fault that he got bitten. That has nothing to do with him. But what is he not? What is he just not supposed to accept the mantle? You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
because he is not a Peter Parker. In fact, Gwen's squadron at the end consists of people who have vastly different backstory settings and reasonings for why they are a Spider-Man. Key elements remain like an Uncle Ben figure, but the way they look at the world is different enough that they wouldn't buy into Miguel's ideas immediately.
Shout out her right there. Yo, her? What's her name?
That they wouldn't buy into.
Hope used to go too. Her? Yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I was not expecting her to do that, but then I'm like, if she did that in her movie, I was like, she's tough, bro. She went against the grain. I like that, bro. Sometimes you need people that's gonna go against the grain, because this shit, I get it. Like, I understand why he's saying that, because he truly believes that, but we're gonna watch the movie and then find out, like, oh, that's not what happens. Like, duh.
Ideas immediately. But I don't think that's
you didn't try any other way.
Like Miles. Those are just a couple of perspectives. Here's
Nah, his suit is so tough though. I ain't gonna lie to you. He might have the best suit. Let me keep it a bar. Miguel, the black suit Spider-Man is the best one to me. I like Scarlet Spider. I like it because it gives me like a boxer vibe. Like, you got the vest with the long sleeve, the hood, like the short sleeve shit with the whatever the fuck that is. That shit hard, nigga. Who else got a tough ass? The Iron Spider suit is tough. I might do a video on that, like just reacting to Spider-Man suits. Miguel is all of what Miles is all of what Miguel cannot be. That is true because that nigga did not get bit by the spider. His DNA was tampered with spider DNA.
I've tiptoed around the main issue that I feel best summarizes why Miguel specifically is so antagonistic to Miles and company. Now, what makes this angst and anger to Miles specifically so unfounded is the circumstances of Miles' Spider-Man origin and how it has carried out for a long chronological time. Miles is certainly influenced by Spider-Man. I mean, come on, it's Spider-Man. He's that guy. But I don't think at any point Miles looked at Spider-Man and said, I'm gonna be that guy. If there is anyone he wanted to be, it was his Uncle Aaron. Hence his
Facts.
alternate universe is Prowler Miles.
Yep.
Kingpin's Collider. This thing is Butterfly Effect incarnate. Kingpin's plan was to bring his family back to him, or
I forgot all about this shit. Nigga, this is his fault. Nigga, what the fuck?
rather take a variant of his family from another universe and bring them over to him. Thanks to Spidey's interference, not only did this fail twice, but the first failure led to a malfunction in his collider, instead opening a rift in reality with Spider-Man at its epicenter. Because of this, a Spider-Verse of sorts has opened and connected several realities of Spider-Man together. Miles, caught in the crossfire, is entrusted with the fate of his universe, becoming Spider-Man and stopping Kingpin, as well as sending some multiversal stragglers back home. So, it's not Miles' fault by any chance. He doesn't possess any powers to be able to break reality in half, and his existence
Facts.
alone is not a danger to his universe. Or, well, kind of. Because Miles fought Kingpin, he accidentally caused researcher number 43 to become the Spot. However, the Spot's existence, while linked to Miles,
Well, how did that
is
actually
not.
like occur? Like,
However, the Spot accidentally covers. Or, well, kind of. Because Miles fought Kingpin, he accidentally caused researcher number 43 to become the Spot. However, the Spot's existence, while linked to Miles, is not enough to justify Miles being the sole reason everything is going down. The Spot
I
is a
forgot that
character
shit
with their
happened,
own
bro.
agency. It just so happens that they use said agency to, well, make everything break down. No, I don't think Miguel here hates Miles for having a villain uniquely linked to him, a la Venom to Peter. I think Miguel hates Miles because he is everything Miguel is not and cannot have. Miguel is already not your typical Spider-Man. We don't know this Miguel's exact origin story, but in the setting of 2099, Miguel's Spider-Man origin results from an accident caused by a malicious coworker.
Yeah,
From then on, he's seldom your typical Spider-Man.
his shit got
He's a tad
spliced
bit
with
more
fucking
vicious and
what you
lives in a
call it?
world where superheroes aren't the norm. Even then, we know from the first movie's post-credits scene that this Miguel is, or was, at least pretty chill. So, what happened? Well, this Miguel, who has been watching other universes for some time, found a universe where Miguel was tragically killed. This alternate Miguel then took it upon himself to essentially replace the dead one, becoming the father of that Miguel's daughter, and became their Spider-Man 2099, assuming that universe had one to begin with. According to Miguel, that universe didn't like that according to its canon, and imploded in itself, completely erasing its existence. What does it all mean? Well, taking this experience into perspective, the reason Miguel would be so hostile to Miles is because Miles is basically his opposite. Miles was handed the mantle of Spider-Man because of multiversal
Fat, like,
interference.
tell me who blessed you in, gang? Like, you feel me? Like, my son Miles got blessed in. How did you get blessed in? Like, what did you do? Like, I'm dead ass. Like, what did you do to be saint? Like, who sanctioned you, bro? Like, come on, bro. Peter Parker himself didn't sanction you. Like, who made you the fucking the line leader of Spider-Man? Like, who the fuck are you, bro? Like, cause you're from the future. Oh my god! Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, bro, if my bro, if I go back in time to 16-year-old me and I tell myself, yo, I'll run you, my 16-year-old me gonna be like, nigga, fuck you. I don't give a fuck who you are, nigga, fuck you. Like, come on, bro. Like,
He
who
became
made
a
you the line
successful
leader of
Spider-Man who
Spider-Man, bro?
managed to prevent his own universe from collapsing. And from that moment onwards, he embraced the Spider-Man name, protecting the city from criminals and making a name for himself. No multiversal self-deletes, no glitching out of existence
So you a
problems.
hater?
And he has a family
You
that
hating on a youngin?
largely supports him and his endeavors. Kind of. Oh, and he has friends that understand him and would love to reconnect with him should circumstances allow it. All in all, despite the multiverse nearly crushing his world, Miles has been able to live his life without issue or disruption from some.
I ain't gonna lie. Besides Gwen, for in Spider-Man movies, like just Peter Parker, not Miles, I feel like Catwoman. Like after Gwen, it would be Catwoman. That's like the most. Like you could tell she's into him, and Mary Jane. I don't even bring her up. I keep
Obvious
talking
facts,
about her, bro. She
such
gets
as
tired.
him knowing that other Spider-Men from other universes exist, and him basically getting to be Spider-Man because of this spider from another universe. Miguel, on the other hand, has no family, no world to return to. He's pushed himself to be the head of a massive operation meant to cut down on destructive multiversal events that shouldn't happen because he caused one himself. Do you see how disconnected yet similar these events are? Cause and effect aside, it stands to reason that Miguel sees Miles as a threat to himself and his purpose. Perhaps the last two things he knows he has.
It's not my
It's not a
fault you
shocker
fucked
he
up,
gets
twin.
not only upset, but incredibly angry and hateful when Miles is able to dodge, outthink, and outmaneuver both Miguel and the entire.
The young, immature Spider-Man, just a kid that doesn't know what he doing. Lord, all that Spider-Man suit is fake tough. The one right there. But lured all of those Spider-Men out to do what he got to do. So keep that in mind. The leader of the Spider-Men got outmaneuvered.
Spider Society and use their absurd resources against them and for his own benefit. Mind you, not to be selfish, but to save someone from a villain of astronomical power. For Miles to do that is in defiance of the very foundation of what Miguel believes in. Should Miles succeed, it is the final breaking point for Miguel, because that ultimately means he is not only wrong, but a large majority of what has happened will fall onto his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And at the core of it all, it means it is his fault.
Yep.
Not the spot, not the collider and its side effects, but simply that he destroyed a world following his own desires. Existential crisis
Being
aside,
selfish.
this is why I believe Miguel doesn't like Miles. For the man who thinks he has everything, there is a man who believes he doesn't deserve it. A man envious of the everything he cannot have.
I can't wait till this shit come out, bro. Yeah, that's it, y'all. But all I got from it was Miguel's a fucking hater. Sound like hate to me. It feel like you just hating on a young nigga because I got. But it's true though. Some people do be envious. Like when you do have like family and you got your shit together and they don't. They feel like they don't have nothing. I could see how it could drive a man to insanity. But it's like, bro, like you old, bro. Like not old, but you older, bro. Like you gotta let him live his life, bro. If you want to save his dad, let him save his dad. Because then if he save his dad and then nothing happens, everybody gonna look at you like, wait, you told me my sister had to get smoked by a bus. Now you look like a jackass, and you gotta eat that. Listen, bro. When you do shit, you gotta answer to what you do, especially if you're doing shit for a long period of time. If you do something for a short period of time, you're gonna answer to it right away. But the longer you do the shit that you do, you have to answer to it. And now you have to answer to all of this time that you've been doing shit. You have to answer to that. One way or another, you will answer to that. One way or another. So try to be careful. But that's the video for today, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all.